On the Egyptian desert, where golden sands stretch endlessly, stand the colossal stones that have endured for more than 4,500 years, the Pyramids of Giza. The only surviving wonder of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, the Great Pyramid remains an eternal testament to human skill and ambition. Yet it is also a riddle without a solution, challenging scientists, archaeologists, and even believers in extraterrestrial theories. According to mainstream history, the Great Pyramid was built under Pharaoh Khufu around 2500 BCE. More than 2 million blocks of limestone and granite, each weighing between 2 and 70 tons, were transported and stacked with a precision that astonishes even modern engineers. Its base stretches nearly 230 meters on each side, and its original height reached 146 meters, with alignment errors measured in mere millimeters, a feat seemingly impossible with ancient tools. Even more mysterious, the pyramids of Giza do not stand alone. The 3 main pyramids, Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure, are arranged in perfect alignment with the stars of Orion's belt. Is this a mere coincidence, or evidence that the ancient Egyptians possessed astronomical knowledge far ahead of their time? The Egyptians left behind countless inscriptions praising the pharaohs, but none detailing how the pyramids were actually built. No construction manuals, no clear traces of millions of tools, only silent stones that defy imagination. This absence has fueled speculation. Were the pyramids merely tombs or something more? A vast energy machine, perhaps even a remnant of alien technology? For American audiences, the Great Pyramid is not only an archaeological relic, it is a symbol of humanity's desire to push beyond limits, and a reminder that many mysteries remain unsolved. Even in the 21st century, with satellites, AI, and spacefaring technology, we still stand before the pyramids asking how, thousands of years ago, could an ancient civilization achieve such greatness? That question is the beginning of the journey. Was Giza truly the tomb of a pharaoh, or is it evidence that human history is more complex than we have ever imagined? For more than a century, archaeologists have maintained that the pyramids of Giza, especially the Great Pyramid, were built as tombs for Pharaoh Khufu, Cheops. This is the mainstream hypothesis and remains the foundation for how ancient Egyptian history is taught. To the Egyptians, a pharaoh was not merely a king, but the living embodiment of the gods on earth. After death, he required a burial place worthy of his divine status, ensuring his journey into the afterlife. The pyramid, with its form rising skyward, symbolized the sacred Benben stone, the primeval mound where the sun god Ra created the universe. It was believed to be a cosmic gateway, returning the pharaoh to the realm of the gods. Archaeological evidence supports this interpretation. In many smaller pyramids, excavations have revealed mummies, sarcophagi, and treasures, clear signs of funerary purpose. Inside the Great Pyramid, prominent spaces such as the King's Chamber, the Queen's Chamber, and narrow passageways are thought to have housed the royal sarcophagus, with ventilation shafts aligned toward specific stars, allowing the pharaoh's soul to ascend to the heavens. Yet the controversy lies here. No pharaoh's body has ever been found inside the Great Pyramid. Many argue that grave robbers stripped it bare thousands of years ago. But given the monument's immense scale and security, this absence raises doubt among the public. If it truly was a tomb, why is there no direct trace of a royal burial? Another puzzle is the astonishing precision of its construction. The Great Pyramid is aligned almost perfectly with the 4 cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, with an error margin of only a fraction of a degree. Its massive stone blocks fit together so tightly that even a razor blade cannot slide between them. Modern engineers, even with cranes and laser tools, admit it would be difficult to achieve such accuracy with so vast a volume of material. Thus, while the tomb theory remains the dominant archaeological explanation, it does not fully resolve the mysteries. The advanced engineering techniques, the astronomical alignments, and above all, the missing royal mummy For American audiences, the official hypothesis is both convincing and provocative. It raises a larger question. Was the pyramid truly just a burial place, or does it conceal a purpose far beyond what we currently understand? If the mainstream theory holds that the Great Pyramid of Giza was a royal tomb, the next question leaves both scientists and the public perplexed. How did the ancient Egyptians actually build it? The Great Pyramid contains more than 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing an average of 2.5 tons, with some reaching up to 70 tons. These were quarried from sites tens of kilometers away, transported across desert terrain, and stacked with near-perfect precision. The stones are fitted so tightly that even a razor blade can scarcely slip between them, an achievement that astonishes modern engineers. The most widely accepted hypothesis suggests that the Egyptians used massive straight ramps to haul the blocks upward. Yet this model faces major problems. To reach 146 meters in height, the ramps would have had to stretch for kilometers, requiring immense quantities of wood, ropes, and manpower, of which little archaeological evidence remains. Other scholars propose that spiral ramps within the structure were used, or that the Egyptians employed lifting techniques still unknown to us. Modern 3D scans have revealed mysterious voids inside the pyramid, which may once have served as construction corridors. However, no definitive explanation has yet emerged. Even more astonishing is the astronomical precision. The pyramid's sides are aligned almost perfectly with the four cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west, with an error margin of only a few arc minutes.
Did you get that reading?
NASA engineers have admitted that aligning a monument of such scale so accurately, without modern instruments, seems nearly impossible. These engineering gaps have fueled waves of speculation. Did the ancient Egyptians possess some lost form of technology? Or, as proponents of the ancient astronaut theory insist, were they assisted by an intelligence beyond this Earth? Whatever the explanation, one truth is undeniable: the ancients were far from primitive. They may have understood engineering, mathematics, and astronomy more deeply than we have long assumed. And this is what makes the Great Pyramid more than just a tomb. It is an eternal engineering enigma, a question that has challenged human knowledge for thousands of years. When we look up at the Egyptian night sky, we still see a sight that has haunted humanity for millennia: the three stars of Orion's belt, aligned in a perfect row, gleaming above the desert. And beneath them, on the ground, the three pyramids of Giza are arranged in the very same pattern. Is this mere coincidence, or evidence that the ancient Egyptians possessed astronomical knowledge far beyond their time? Astronomical researchers argue that such alignment was not accidental. The pyramids of Giza were built on an axis nearly perfectly aligned with the four cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west. The margin of error is only about 1 to 15 of a degree, a level of precision that even modern architecture would struggle to achieve without compasses or advanced surveying technology. Even more striking are the two narrow shafts inside the king's chamber of the Great Pyramid. They were designed to point directly at Sirius and the constellation of Orion, celestial bodies associated with the gods Osiris and Isis in Egyptian belief. This has led many scholars to conclude that the pyramid was not merely a tomb, but also a kind of ritual machine intended to link the pharaoh's soul with the gods of the heavens. What astonished researchers further was the discovery that, when star positions were traced backward through the Earth's precession, the most precise alignment between Orion's belt and the pyramids occurred around 10,500 BCE, far earlier than the conventional dating of the Great Pyramid at 2500 BCE. Does this mean the pyramids are older than we think? Or did the Egyptians inherit their celestial knowledge from an earlier forgotten civilization? For American audiences, fascinated equally by space science and extraterrestrial theories, this astronomical coincidence carries deep significance. It opens three possibilities. First, that the ancient Egyptians were truly extraordinary sky watchers. Second, that they inherited advanced knowledge from a lost civilization. Or third, as ancient astronaut theorists suggest, that they were taught by visitors from the stars. Whatever the answer, the connection between stone and star, between the pyramids and the cosmos, remains a powerful reminder. This monument is not only a wonder of Earth, but also a gateway pointing humanity toward the heavens. While archaeologists view the Great Pyramid of Giza as a royal tomb, alternative theories suggest it was never built merely for burial. Instead, the Great Pyramid may once have functioned as a colossal energy machine, harnessing power from both Earth and the cosmos. This idea stems from peculiarities within its internal design. The pyramid contains narrow corridors, chambers lined with pure limestone, and massive granite blocks with natural conductive properties. Some researchers argue that this combination resembles a resonant system, one that could amplify and transmit vibrational energy. What's more, the pyramid's location coincides with strong geomagnetic lines of the Earth. The so-called pyramid power hypothesis proposes that the monument was engineered to capture and transform geoelectric energy, functioning like a giant battery. The interior chambers, rather than serving purely funerary purposes, may have acted as resonant energy cavities. Modern experiments have even shown that pyramid-shaped models can concentrate electromagnetic waves at specific points, particularly in the so-called King's Chamber. For American audiences accustomed to high-tech concepts, this sounds strikingly like an ancient prototype of clean energy generation, constructed thousands of years ago. Proponents of the ancient aliens theory take it further. They believe extraterrestrials taught the Egyptians how to harness crystal-based energy, enabling the pyramid to serve as a cosmic power station. The image of glowing crystals channeling energy through stone corridors has since become a staple of popular culture. Mainstream science, of course, dismisses such claims as speculation without evidence. Yet one question remains difficult to ignore. If it was only a tomb, why was its interior design so complex, precise, and mathematically calculated? For American audiences, the energy machine hypothesis carries a special appeal because it hints at something profound. Perhaps humanity has not yet grasped the full extent of its own capabilities or has lost a forgotten technology. And if so, then the Great Pyramid of Giza is not merely a monument of the past, but a reminder of a future of energy we have yet to reach. For decades, a controversial yet captivating hypothesis has circulated. The Great Pyramid of Giza was not merely the achievement of ancient Egyptians, but a monument built with the aid of extraterrestrial technology. The roots of this idea lie in what mainstream archaeology has yet to fully explain. How could the Egyptians, over 4,500 years ago, transport and assemble millions of stone blocks, some weighing tens of tons, with near-perfect precision? How did they align the pyramid almost flawlessly with the four cardinal directions and key constellations in the sky? And why, amid the countless inscriptions they left behind, is there no detailed record of the construction process? Supporters of the ancient aliens theory argue that the pyramids are remnants of an advanced civilization, not of this Earth. They suggest that the gods of Egyptian mythology, figures like Osiris and Isis, may in fact have been extraterrestrial beings who taught humanity astronomy, mathematics, and energy science. Wall carvings are sometimes reinterpreted as depictions of spaceships, electric lamps, or technological devices. This hypothesis is further reinforced by comparisons to other mysterious structures across the globe. Stonehenge in England, the Moai statues of Easter Island, and the Nazca lines of Peru, all raising similar questions about seemingly impossible engineering. Could it be that a cosmic hand intervened in human history long ago? Mainstream scholars, of course, dismiss such claims, What some interpret as alien technology, they say, is better understood as misread symbolism.
The gods
According
have
to them,
truly blessed us
the
with this
pyramids
sight.
were the product of decades of arduous labor by tens of thousands of skilled workers, not a gift from the stars. Yet for American audiences, immersed in popular culture filled with UFOs, ancient aliens, and conspiracy theories, this idea carries undeniable allure. It conjures a spectacular image, spacecraft hovering over the Giza Plateau, beaming down knowledge to humanity. More deeply, it taps into our greatest cosmic curiosity. Are we alone in the universe? And if we once received help from someone out there, does our history need to be rewritten? Whether embraced or rejected, the idea of alien technology has transformed the Great Pyramid from an archaeological monument into a cosmic legend, a place where earth and sky meet, where past and future converge in one haunting question: who truly built this wonder? If the Great Pyramid of Giza was only a tomb, then too many details shake the foundation of that theory. These half-explained clues have provided fertile ground for debates that have lasted for centuries. One of the greatest mysteries is the absence of a pharaoh's mummy. Though widely believed to be Khufu's burial place, no body, no treasures, and no inscriptions describing the burial process have ever been found. All that remains is an empty stone sarcophagus in the king's chamber. Archaeologists explain that grave robbers plundered the tomb thousands of years ago. But for many, this emptiness seems more like evidence that the pyramid was never meant to be a tomb at all.
What could cause
The second
such an
puzzle
anomaly?
lies in its hidden
This is unlike
corridors and
anything we've ever
chambers.
seen.
Recent 3D scanning has revealed vast voids inside the pyramid, with no entrances and no obvious functions. Some scientists suggest these are simply stress-relieving cavities, but others believe they may once have served purposes we cannot yet comprehend, from religious
Yes, the resonance
rituals
is
to
stabilizing beyond our
energy
predictions.
mechanisms. Third, modern experiments have shown that the pyramid's shape can concentrate electromagnetic waves into its interior chambers, particularly the king's chamber. While no practical application has been proven, this phenomenon has lent further weight to the energy machine hypothesis. Beyond this, controversy extends to enigmatic carvings. Some believe they depict objects resembling light bulbs, helicopters, or even spacecraft. Proof, they argue, of knowledge far beyond the pyramid's age. Mainstream scholars dismiss this as modern misinterpretation, but for the public, such images are difficult to ignore. Together, these details have turned the Great Pyramid into an endless battleground of ideas. For archaeologists, it remains a masterpiece of human labor and ancient social organization. For skeptics, it is the remnant of lost technology, or perhaps even the touch of extraterrestrial hands. And perhaps it is precisely the lack of absolute answers that makes Giza one of the planet's greatest enigmas. For while science seeks to fill every gap, the pyramid seems almost designed to keep its secrets. Amidst a flood of theories about UFOs, crystal energy, and lost civilizations, mainstream archaeology continues to hold firm. The Great Pyramid of Giza was the product of the ancient Egyptians,
We need this block
built through
perfect.
human labor and organizational genius. Scholars emphasize that the Egyptians possessed a highly
Focus your
disciplined
strike.
society supported by a massive workforce that was fed, trained, and mobilized for national projects. Contrary to the Hollywood image of slaves driven by whips, much archaeological evidence suggests the builders were skilled laborers. They lived in purpose-built workers' villages near the pyramid, supplied with food and even provided with medical care. From a technical standpoint, archaeologists and engineers have tested numerous methods, from massive external ramps to internal spiral ramps, to show that transporting and positioning enormous stone blocks was not impossible. Some experimental reconstructions have successfully moved multi-ton stones using only simple tools, demonstrating that low technology could indeed produce a high wonder. As for the pyramid's astronomical precision, Scientists point out that the Egyptians were exceptional sky watchers. By tracking the rising and setting of stars over generations, they were able to determine true north and south without modern instruments. For them, the heavens were not only a calendar, but also history, religion, and a sacred map connecting them to the gods.
The structural
Regarding the
seems
so-called
stable
pyramid power, its ability to concentrate electromagnetic waves, physicists argue that this is
The
merely a
energy
natural
readings are
byproduct
stabilizing,
of its shape.
but the output remains
There is no
anomalous.
evidence the Egyptians exploited it as an energy source. Similarly, carvings that some interpret as airplanes or light bulbs are explained as
What are your latest
palimpsests,
readings?
overlapping inscriptions from different periods that coincidentally resemble modern technology.
Astronomical alignment.
Yet even when science offers
today.
explanations, doubt persists.
The structural
For American
integrity of
audiences
these
especially,
formations is
what
simply
captivates
astounding.
is not definitive answers, but the gaps in history. In those gaps, imagination, from UFOs to alien technology, always finds fertile ground. Scientists may declare the pyramid was built by human hands. But for millions around the world, Giza still whispers another truth. Sometimes it is the unanswered mysteries themselves that keep a legend alive. If the Great Pyramid of Giza is a symbol of the past, then in popular culture, it has become a symbol of modern imagination. From film and video games to novels and music, the pyramid endures as a kind of mythic code, bound to mystery, power, and sometimes even extraterrestrial conspiracy. Hollywood has long been in love with the pyramid. In Stargate, 1994, it was depicted as a colossal landing pad for the ships of alien gods. In Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, 2009, it concealed a universe-destroying machine built by alien robots. Even in X-Men: Apocalypse, 2016, the pyramid was reimagined as the supernatural source of an ancient villain's power. For American audiences, whenever the pyramid appears on screen, it is not just a backdrop, but a protagonist in its own right, a reminder of a secret never fully revealed. Disney and animation have followed suit. In many children's series, pyramids serve as portals to parallel worlds or as vaults of hidden treasure. These images nurture curiosity in young viewers while planting a lasting belief that behind those ancient stones lies an entire universe waiting to be uncovered. In video games, the Great Pyramid is a familiar setting. Assassin's Creed Origins, 2017, lets players climb its summit and explore its inner passageways. In Civilization, the pyramid is a symbol of technological strength in the progression of empire building. For American gamers, the pyramid is not merely an archaeological relic, but an icon of immortal power. Music and popular art have also kept the legend alive. From 1970s rock album covers featuring pyramids as cosmic backdrops to songs evoking Egypt as a mystical land, the monument continues to pulse through the cultural imagination. For American audiences, the Great Pyramid of Giza is the perfect backdrop for both science fiction and mystical speculation. It stands as proof of human ingenuity, but also as a gateway for imagination to soar, to Orion's belt, or even to stars yet unnamed. And perhaps it is precisely because the pyramid has never been fully explained that it has become an immortal cultural symbol, not only of Egypt, but of all humanity. Amid the sands of Egypt, the Great Pyramid of Giza still stands, defying time, desert storms, and even our imagination. Whether seen as a pharaoh's tomb, an energy machine, or even the trace of extraterrestrials, the pyramid carries a timeless message. Humanity should never be arrogant enough to believe it knows everything. Plato once used Atlantis as a warning against the downfall of a prideful civilization. The Great Pyramid, in its own way, reflects the same truth. It proves that thousands of years ago, human beings achieved feats that continue to astonish their descendants. And today, in the age of artificial intelligence, nuclear power, and space exploration, the monument reminds us to remain humble before history. For American audiences, This lesson feels especially close to home. As a nation at the forefront of technology and global power, the United States also faces the questions the pyramid poses. Does progress always come with responsibility? Can strength become the Achilles heel of a modern civilization? The pyramid inspires, but it also presents a paradox. If ancient people, without modern machinery, could raise such a wonder, then what will we leave behind for thousands of years to come? Will it be a sustainable world, or only the ruins of exploitation and destruction? The image of the pyramid is inseparable from immortality. It reminds us that knowledge, faith, and ambition can transcend time if built on the foundation of unity and responsibility. But it also warns, power and technology, if left unchecked by ethics, may become forces that drive collapse. Ultimately, the greatest lesson of the Great Pyramid of Giza does not lie in its limestone blocks or hidden corridors, but in the curiosity in our own eyes when we gaze upon it. For it is that very curiosity, the relentless urge to explore and to question, that propels humanity forward. And perhaps that is the true legacy the ancients left us. A reminder that mystery is not meant to conceal, but to challenge us to transcend our own limits.